Hey there. This is Mike, early retiree at the age of 55. Today we're diving into an essential topic, how to prepare for and plan for your retirement announcement. Now, this isn't just about picking a date and telling your boss. It's about strategy, timing, and ensuring that your retirement sets you up for success both financially and emotionally. In this video, I'll walk through the complete retirement announcement process, from choosing your perfect date to handling reactions from your boss and colleagues. We'll cover company policies, timing your notice, and strategies for making a smooth professional announcement. So let's jump right in. Let's first talk about choosing your retirement date. Now, picking your retirement date may seem straightforward, but in reality, it's a decision that requires careful planning. The date you choose can affect your finances, benefits, and even your peace of mind. Here are some key factors to consider. First, many people opt to retire at the end of the year, and for good reason. It allows for simplified tax filing. By retiring in December, all your employment income for that year will be consolidated into a single tax year. This eliminates the complexity of prorated or split year income reporting, making tax preparation much easier. You can also maximize retirement contributions. Working until the end of the year allows you to fully contribute to your 401k or other tax-advantaged accounts. Additionally, if you're eligible for health savings accounts, you can maximize those contributions for the year as well. It also allows for year-end bonuses and benefits. Many employers distribute bonuses and finalize pay raises at the end of the calendar year. Retiring after receiving these benefits ensures you don't leave money on the table. Also, it helps with health insurance transition. Ending your employment on December 31st allows you to begin new health insurance coverage on January 1st without any gaps in coverage. You may also want to choose a year-end retirement date, not only because it aligns with financial planning, but also to psychologically provide a clean break, symboling a fresh start in the new year. If you're not retiring at the end of the year, no matter what, I want to emphasize you must think about health insurance timing. For many retirees, health insurance is a critical consideration. If your company terminates health insurance coverage on your last working day, you'll want to avoid gaps in coverage. Most health insurance plans start on the first of the month. This means choosing the last day of a month as your retirement date can ensure seamless coverage. For example, if your last working day is June 30th, your new health plan can begin on July 1st. This is a simple strategy to avoid any gaps in healthcare coverage. Also, third, pick a date to maximize your PTO and benefits. Do you have unused vacation days or sick leave? Many companies allow you to cash out unused PTO upon retirement, but there are important nuances to consider. There may be tenure requirements. Some employers only offer PTO payout if you've worked for the company for a certain number of years. If you're under that threshold, plan to use your PTO instead of relying on a payout. This was a policy where I worked. Although it was a policy I wasn't aware of when I made my retirement announcement, as I had made the mistake of assuming the full amount would be paid out. Thankfully, I had worked there long enough where they did pay out all of my accrued PTO, because I had started right before they made a policy change requiring you to have 4 years of service to receive any paid out PTO. Otherwise, I would have lost out on 3 weeks of PTO I had accrued. That would have been a very hard pill to swallow, as the reason I had so much accrued PTO, as I was so busy working for them, it was difficult to use it. Also be aware of restrictions on PTO usage. For example, not all companies allow employees to use up their PTO right before retirement. Companies may also require advance approval for PTO, especially if you plan to take an extended period off. Operational needs may also impact. Employers can deny PTO during busy seasons or critical periods, or they may have working notice policies. Some employers expect you to work during your notice period to help with transitioning your responsibilities, which can limit your ability to take PTO in your final weeks. To avoid complications, review your company's PTO policy well in advance and before making your retirement announcement. Also, time your retirement date with yearly milestones in mind. Timing your retirement around key company milestones can also make a big difference. For example, think about bonuses. If your annual bonus is paid out in January, consider retiring after you've received it. Also, think about 401k matching. Some companies only match contributions if you're employed on the date the match is awarded. Check your plan specifics to ensure you don't miss out. Also, think about special events. Perhaps your company hosts an annual event like a recognition ceremony or an all-expenses-paid trip for top performers. If it's something you'd like to experience one last time, plan accordingly. And also think about project timing. If you've been working on a major long-term project, it may make sense to pick a date where that project ends rather than starting another long-term project and then leaving when it's really busy. This benefits both you and your employer. It benefits you because you may not be as motivated with the next project knowing that you're leaving, and it benefits your employer that you're not leaving in the middle of the next big project. And also think about your personal readiness. Are you financially prepared? Have you emotionally adjusted to the idea of leaving the workforce? Retirement is a major life change, and the right timing isn't just about logistics. It's about feeling confident and excited about this next new chapter. Once you've decided on your retirement date, the next step is determining how much notice to give your employer. The ideal amount of notice depends on several factors. First, your role and industry. If you're in a leadership position or a specialized role, your company may need extra time to find and train your replacement. In such cases, providing 6 months' notice can be appropriate. On the other hand, if you work in a high turnover industry with less specialized responsibilities, 2 to 4 weeks may be sufficient. Second, think about your company culture. How has your company handled retirements in the past? Or if you don't really know, how about just people that left for a different job? In either case, were they treated graciously or were they sidelined and asked to leave early? Understanding your company's norms can help you decide how much notice to give. Third, avoid pitfalls. Be aware that giving too much notice can backfire, and here's why. You may have missed opportunities. If your employer knows you're leaving, you might be passed over for raises, bonuses, or exciting projects. And there's also a risk of early exit. Some companies may ask you to leave sooner than you had planned, especially if they don't want a lame duck employee on their staff. At the end of the day, give as much notice as you feel comfortable and you feel is right, depending on your role and company culture, but always look out for yourself first. Keep in mind that most employment is at will, meaning employers at any time, for any reason, or no reason at all, as long as it's not illegal, like discrimination or retaliation, can let you go. Now, when it's time to announce your retirement, preparation is key. But the preparation isn't all logistical. It's also about preparing yourself emotionally as well. And here's how to prepare yourself. You may want to practice the conversation beforehand, and it may feel silly, but rehearsing your announcement with a spouse or trusted friend can help you feel more confident and composed when the time comes, as you more than likely will be nervous. Be prepared for your own emotional response. You are likely to feel a mix of excitement, anxiety, and sadness. And this is completely normal. You're closing a significant chapter of your life. Finally, remember your why. Before the conversation, remind yourself of the reasons you're retiring and the opportunities ahead. This can help you stay focused and positive during potentially emotional discussions. Now, when you actually deliver the news to your boss, First, you want to schedule a private meeting. Your boss should hear the news directly from you, not through the grapevine. Arrange a one-on-one meeting in a private setting. This shows respect and ensures your message is delivered clearly. When you talk to your boss, even if your experience hasn't been perfect, focus on the positives. Thank your boss for the growth and opportunities you've had. Taking the high road leaves a lasting impression and keeps doors open for future possibilities like consulting or part-time work if that interests you in the future. Second, bring a written notice. Prepare a formal retirement letter to hand over during the meeting. Your letter should include the current date, your planned retirement date, a note of gratitude for the opportunities you've had, your signature to make it official. Keep a copy for your records. It's always good to have documentation. And if you work remotely, have a virtual meeting with your boss and send an official email after. One thing to also be prepared for. When you make the announcement to your boss, especially if you have been a high performer, be prepared that he or she may propose alternatives to keep you on board. They might offer reduced hours, a part-time role, or even a sabbatical. If this happens, evaluate the offers carefully, and if your employer suggests changes to your role, take time to consider them. Would the new arrangement align with your retirement goals? And be aware of delays. While part-time work on a sabbatical can be appealing, it's important not to delay your retirement unnecessarily. Remember, your healthiest and most active years, often called the go-go years, are limited. After you tell your boss, then you will need to tell your colleagues at work. You'll encounter various reactions from your colleagues. Here are the most common reactions and how to handle each one of them. First, you'll have the enthusiastic supporters. These colleagues will be genuinely happy for you, and they might ask lots of questions about your plans. How you should respond to them is share what you're comfortable with, but maintain appropriate boundaries about personal details like your finances. Then you have the anxiety-driven responders. Some colleagues might express worry about their workload or the transition, and you might hear comments like, "What are we going to do without you?" How you should respond to them is reassure them that you'll help with the transition and document your processes before leaving so they're in a good place. Third, you have the career opportunists. These colleagues might immediately start asking about your role and responsibilities, potentially wanting to take your position. How to respond is direct them to proper channels like HR or management for any questions about your position. And then you have fourth, the retirement dreamers. Expect questions like, "How did you do it? And I wish I could retire too." And how to respond to them is share general advice if asked, but avoid detailed discussions about your financial situation. When I gave my retirement announcement, this was actually my favorite response, as I took pride in my ability to retire early and all the thought and preparations I had made that had gone into it. And then fifth, you'll have the skeptics. Some might question if you're too young or if you're really ready. And how to respond is a simple, "I've given this a lot of thought and I'm confident in my decision," usually works best. Always remember, you don't owe anyone detailed explanations about your retirement decision. It's perfectly fine to keep responses general and redirect conversations if they become too personal. After your announcement, the transition period begins. Here's how to handle it professionally. First of all, you may be involved with training your replacement. One of the most valuable contributions you can make is ensuring a smooth handover. Share your knowledge, document your processes, and train your replacement thoroughly if they will be hired before you leave. This not only helps your employer, but also reinforces your legacy. Second, finish strong. Resist the temptation to coast during your final weeks or months. Complete projects, meet deadlines, and stay engaged. Your professionalism during this period can solidify your reputation and leave a lasting positive impression. Planning and announcing your retirement is a significant step, but with careful thought and preparation, you can make it a smooth and rewarding experience. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. It just takes a second of your time and it sure helps me out a lot. What's your biggest concern about announcing retirement? If you've made the announcement, how did everyone react at work? How did the transition period go for you? Please let me know all your stories in the comments. I'd love to hear from you, and I'm sure the other viewers would enjoy hearing your stories as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Until then, this is Mike Upland. Take care, and make the most of your day.